I'm sorry I can't be with you at the results conference with Action, but I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for the incredible role that you play in supporting our mission. I'm now just coming into my 5th month or so as Executive Director of the Global Fund, and I am still in awe of the extraordinary impact this organization has had since it was created in 2002, with over 22 million lives saved and massive reductions in the infection and mortality rates across AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. But none of this would have been possible without the support we get from civil society, from organizations and people like you, and your tireless, relentless advocacy, raising the issues, keeping them in front of politicians and political leaders across the world. So a big thank you, because we would not be able to have the impact that we are having without your support. But I'm afraid it's not just thanks. I'm going to ask you for even more. And there's 2 things that I'd really like to get your help on. First of all, this year is an incredibly important year for TB. TB has always been the poor cousin. It gets less money, it gets less political attention, it just doesn't get the salience or visibility of either AIDS or malaria. But this year we have the opportunity to really change that. We have the UN high-level meeting, the first time ever, a global focus on TB. And we need to make sure our political leaders in Washington, elsewhere in the world, are focused on the infectious disease that now kills more people than any other. And we at the Global Fund are playing an absolutely central role in the fight against TB. Although it gets the smallest amount of the allocation of our funds relative to HIV or malaria, we are about 2/3 of international assistance on TB. So we are very much, what we do is very critical to the success in ending the TB epidemic. My second ask of you concerns our replenishment. Next year, 2019, we'll be going into our 6th replenishment, which will be hosted in Paris sometime in the autumn by President Macron. Of course, we need the continued support from all our major donors, and above all, the United States, which has been, right from the start, our largest supporter. This is where your advocacy, your talking to people on Capitol Hill, your advocacy within the districts is absolutely critical. We have got strong support in Congress. The Senate has just approved the 2019 appropriation for $1.35 billion, and critically, in the language in the report, they talked about doing so in anticipation of continued funding of the Global Fund of at least the same level over the next replenishment cycle. But we can't take anything for granted in this environment. And actually, when we look at the scale of the task, we look at what we need to do to truly end these epidemics. Actually, we're going to need more money. So I'm really counting on your support in talking to your congressmen, your senators, in talking to faith-based communities, your broader advocacy to help us have a truly, hugely successful replenishment cycle next year in 2019. So once again, thank you for all you have done to work with us, to advocate for us, to help us deliver on the ground. The mission of the Global Fund is extraordinarily important. We're changing, saving huge numbers of lives, but we can only do it with you. Thank you.